You're doing fine, honey. You're doing fine. Hey, you guys, and welcome back to What's Up with Tori. So, I just want to let y'all know about some of the real life challenges that you could face as a college student. All of these things are things that I've experienced. Unfortunately, I didn't know about any of these things until they happened. So, I recommend that you and your parent both have your own copies of a tax transcript from a previous tax year, because you can be selected for random verification. And I'm not sure if schools internationally do this, but I know for sure in America, you could get this BS type of email from your school saying your financial aid for the student year of 2018-2019 cannot be processed until the following documents have been submitted. So until you submit the documents they want you to submit, you are not going to receive your federal aid grant for that school year. So you have to upload those documents, and to be honest, like, it's hell. Sometimes it can be hell because they'll send you the document back saying, oh, the picture isn't good enough. I have this little package that is pretty much just filled with all type of tax transcripts, W-2s, credit card statements and information, bank statements, you know, so you can have proof of address and things like that. A lot of times they will put a deadline on when you have to submit those documents. In order to get those documents, you can schedule an appointment with the IRS or they can mail it to you. But if there's a deadline, and let's just say it's due next week, what if you call the IRS and they can't get you an appointment until 2 weeks from now? What if, you know, they say, oh yeah, we can mail it to you, but it's going to take up to 10 to 15 business days. You don't want, you know, to be dropped from your classes. You don't want your financial aid put on hold in any kind of way or form, because it's just going to hurt you. And even if you did not work or did not have a job, so therefore you did not file taxes, you still need proof on paper written from the IRS that you did not file taxes for a particular given year. So don't think that you're off the hook just because you didn't have a job and you didn't file taxes. Like, no, boo-boo. They heavy on it, sleaze. So you need to go ahead and get that paperwork. I'm sorry, y'all. ChiChi is over here stepping on my papers. Anyway, at every school that I've been to, I've been selected for random verification. Albany State University in Albany, Georgia, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia, and Georgia State University in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, I would know. If anybody would know, girl, Tori know, and Tori care. Okay, number 2. Scholarships don't pay for everything. I don't know why, but I was under the impression when I was a freshman that scholarships or financial aid, they could pay for like my dorm deposit, they could pay for online access codes that I would need to access, you know, your online homework for your classes, but they don't. So those things do have to come out of pocket. When you're an incoming freshman, you are most likely required to live on campus, which usually isn't a problem, except for I didn't know that you had to pay a dorm deposit fee that is non-refundable. And there's a deadline for that non-refundable dorm deposit fee. And if you don't pay that, then baby girl, you don't get a dorm. And it's usually like first come, first served. And depending on what school you go to, the price is going to vary. At Albany State, it was $150. At Clark Atlanta, it was $250. And at GSU, it is $350. So yeah. So you're going to need money for your dorm deposits, and you're going to need money for your access codes. Now, your access codes are going to be the codes that you need to access your online homework. Those can be $20 all the way up to $100-something, so you never know. And you need money for your enrollment fees. A lot of times when you are a first-time or, you know, first-time student, you have to pay an enrollment fee. Your financial aid is not going to pay for that. An enrollment fee could be $250, $350, $450. Like, it depends, yet again, where you go, but it can be a little bit pricey. So keep these things in mind, because these are things that college advisors do not tell you while you're a senior or junior in high school. Okay, number 3. Depending on what major that you're going to be majoring in, look up the classes that are going to be associated with that major, because let me tell you something, you don't want to end up at a school and it's popular for business majors and you're a biology major and you need help in chemistry or microbiology, and they don't have a tutorial center set up for your major because it's not really like the dominant major of the school. That happened to me when I was at Clark Atlanta. You know, I think Clark Atlanta is an amazing school, but at the same time, their biology department kind of sucks. So make sure that whatever school you go to, they have resources that are going to be available to you for free and on campus, that you can use if you need help in whatever subject you're going to need help in whatever major you're going to be majoring in. So next, convenience. You're going to need to make sure that whichever school you go to have those places around the school that are like walking distance. I didn't have a car when I went to Albany State University because I was just poor like that, and sometimes schools do not allow for incoming freshmen to have cars their first years. I'm not sure if Albany State is one of those schools because I didn't have a car anyways, but if you do not have a car, let's just say you need to go to the beauty supply store, you need to get some lashes, you need to get a rat tail comb, you need to get some edge control, let's just say you need to go to a convenience store, you need to pick up some midnight snacks, or you want to get some Rellos for your blunts. Whatever the case may be, make sure that that school that you're going to have those places around the school that are like walking distance, because you don't want to be in a situation to where you have to pay $10 to get to a place only to spend like $3 or $4 while you're there, and then have to pay another $7 to $10 to get back to your dorm. Like, that happened to me. So even restaurants, you're gonna get tired of campus food. Trust me, you are going to get tired of campus food. That is just how it goes. That's a normal part of college. And at Georgia State or at Clark Atlanta, we have all these different restaurants that are walking distance, BTJ Wings, all these cafeteria food places are everywhere. Like, the city smells like food. But at Albany State, it was a different story because there weren't a lot of like places that were really close within walking distance that I could go to if I wanted to get something to eat off campus. So number 5, I'm gonna say the location of the school is important. When I say that, I mean, where's the school located? Is it in a country? Is it in a city? Because let me tell you something. I have been in a city my whole life. And when I went to Albany State, at first I thought I would love it because it's like, oh, it's something new. You know, I'm going to be in a country. I never done this before. A breather from the city life. But I ended up actually getting really, really depressed while I was there, just because I felt like, dang, like I'm just so isolated from everyone and I just feel so alone. And then vice versa, like let's just say you've been in the country all your life and you go to a school like Georgia State or just somewhere in a city like in Spelman, or think about the culture shock that you're going to be in and how that could affect you. You know, how many times have you visited the city even though you live in the country? How many times have you visited the country even though you live in a city? Just now I think about it, every time I visited the country when I was younger, I hated it. So I don't really understand why I thought that I was gonna like the country, but I guess because I wasn't in the country for so long, I thought that like, oh, I'm gonna love the country. I hated it every day. And last but definitely not least, number 7, I think this is number 7, but whatever. Small schools versus large schools. Now, obviously the biggest pro to going to a smaller school is that you and your professors get that one-on-one time. You and your professors get to know each other. You guys get to form a more intimate relationship. And that's not to say that you can't do that at a bigger school. It's just going to be a little bit more work because you're going to be competing with so many other students to get the professor's attention. Let me slow down. Another pro, they say that small schools make you feel like it's a family and everyone is close and everyone knows each other and da, 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 da. Listen, small schools also breed for everybody around town knowing your business, and it can be a little bit messy. It's gonna feel like high school when everybody around school is talking about one particular person because the school is that small that there is a chance for people to like be known around campus, whether it be good or bad. And a lot of times you actually will find people clout chasing a lot at the smaller schools because you're more likely to be known at a smaller school. Like, that's just what it is. How can I put this? Because everyone is so diverse and it's just like this huge melting pot at larger schools, there's more open-mindedness and there's like more acceptance of like other people and different styles and different cultures. At Georgia State, you can go to class in sweatpants and nobody's gonna look at you like you're crazy, especially with you being a female. But if you like at Albany State or Clark Atlanta and you go to class in sweatpants, people are gonna really expect for you to be dressed up. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I don't know what it is about smaller schools or HBCUs, but it's just like a huge fashion show. So yeah, other than that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions or just need any kind of advice about anything, email me or let me know in the comments below. And yes, this is ChiChi. He's here, you guys, with me. We're about to edit some videos on the laptop. You guys want to say hey to ChiCi?
ChiCi. ChiCi, why are you on my text? And see, this is why we argue. And you know you're on my stuff. This is why. This is why we have problems, people. This is why. It's always his fault. It is always his fault.
See you girls later.